Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, I've got one in that seems to be very popular. A lot of you have constantly commented, have you got one of these? When are you getting one of them in? And it's this. Well, I guess because it's a bit of an icon from Tamiya. So there you go. Oh, squeeze it in. It's a bit of a big box. This, the Wild Willy 2. Now, obviously, they did the vintage one, and then they've done this one with a different chassis. We'll go into all that in a little bit. But this is very popular with you. A lot of people have been asking me about one of these. You know, do I not like it? Why haven't I got one in the show over all these years? Well, I have one now, and a massive thank you to Rochester RC for sending this over so that I could bring it to you. Right, let's open it up, take a look at it, see what you get for your money, and I'm going to look forward to building this one. Hit it, Charlie.
Tamiya Plastic Model Company, first in quality around the world.
Wild Willy, a new concept in RC modeling. A dynamic and versatile stunt vehicle. Wheelies, jumps.
Right, let's open up the Wild Willy 2. But first, the Wild Willy 1, obviously. Now, that's been around, believe it or not, for 41 years. Yes, it was released on the 27th of November, 1982, under kit 58035. It was the first in the stunt vehicle series. Now, I don't have one of those chassis, but I do have this. Now, this is like the same sort of chassis, but a longer wheelbase one. This one is off my Audi. I haven't restored it. I don't even know if anyone actually has seen it on the channel before. Now, as you can see, it's a very old kind of design of chassis. Now, what made it do the wheelies was across the back here. That's where the battery used to sit. So the center of gravity was right over the back axle, which would then give you the lifting for the wheelies. Now, this chassis is a little bit longer, but pretty much it's the same style with the trailing arms. So there you go. At some point, this will be back on the show because I need to do a full restoration of it. It's got all the original electronics in it, but hey, we get a bit distracted. We're talking about Wild Willy 2 today. Now, there's been a few different versions of the chassis that was on the Wild Willy. There was some changes made. It was an extended wheelbase. Also, they messed around with the gearbox a little bit, and it ended in 1987. There was other versions. You could get the Honda City Turbo, but it was actually called Willie's Wheeler. Now, that was under 88039, and that was released in 1983, but only ran for 1 year. Then we skip forward to this, the Wild Willy 2. Now, there's quite a bit of difference between this and the first one, as they basically swapped out and changed the whole chassis. Now, this is kit 58242, released on the 20th of October 1999, released 17 years later. It's on the WR-02 chassis. Now, there's been a few different versions of this as well. There's the Metallic Special, which is the one for the real collectors, if you can find it, which is basically chrome all the way over, and that was released in the 16th of December 2003. Now, also, it was re-released on the 1st of July 2004, as you see it here. And again, there was an XB, which is the built version, on the 24th of August 2005. So there's been quite a few incarnations of this. Right, let's open it up. Now, the box size on it, it's actually quite large. Now, I've never seen one of these in real life at all, but obviously I remember them from back in the day. Oh. Right, so there we go. Let's just make rid of this. So, presentation-wise, now, it is late. It's not just all thrown in a box like the TTO2s, for instance. It does have a divider. Now, what I've done is I've opened up the box and I've actually removed all the plastic coverings of this just to make it easier for us to take a look at it. Otherwise, you've got to watch me pull all the plastic off. So starting over this side, we have the rims and tires. Now, these are, I think, exactly the same as like the lunchbox and things like that. Now, there's two in that one and two in this one. Now, it comes with the Carlson electronic speed controller. Obviously, Tamiya is still not releasing their own ones. One thing I noticed on this, which is really something different, is it actually has the gearbox already built for you with the motor. Now, that's a bit of a shame because I'm pretty sure in there, yeah, we've got plastic bearings. So I'm going to have to dismantle this to put the bearings in. Now, I can see why they've done it, as obviously this is a kit that's probably going to go to people that are slightly younger, for instance, to make life easier. But for older people that want to put bearings in them, you're kind of going to have to undo do their work. But hey, it shouldn't take too long, sort of 15 minutes to dismantle that. It's not super complicated, just a bit of a shame. Or they should have done this with the bearings, really. Then we have the actual plastic chassis itself. It is very stumpy, very, very small. Now, I've never seen one of these in real life, but from the images you can see it is a very stumpy. That hints where it does all the wheelies and things. Now, I get the feeling building this is going to be really easy, but you can put some serious hours into actually painting it. I think that's where all the time's going to go, painting up the drivers and painting up the actual case of it. What else have we got? Now, the first tree is the windscreen, and then we've got the huge, great big spare tire on the back. Why is there two? That's weird. Oh, I guess you see it from both sides, I suppose. Windscreen, and then the famous kind of Jeep grille. This is the back section, and then you get the petrol tank, and that looks like a radiator of some sort in the wings, and then the dash. See the detail in this kit. You've even got a stereo, glove box, so you can actually go to town on this. Now, I don't know whether this one's worth sending to my professional painter. The driver you get is the full comical sort of driver with the big head and everything. Now, I'm pretty sure he could do some pretty amazing things with this. I don't know. Comment below, let me know. Should I send this away to be professionally painted? It is tempting, I must admit. And then the last one in here, which is the chassis sides, the both sides, like a clamshell style. Then we have some decals. I guess the big one goes on the tire on the rear, and then a few little bits and pieces. There's not a lot of decals with that, so most of it is all in the painting. Then we get the manual at the bottom. On the other side, what do we get here? This is more of the softer plastics. So some of the shocks, arms, the arms are tiny, little bumper. Then on this side we've got, I don't know if it's a rear bumper, and more shock parts. Does a body fit by body mounts? I didn't know that. I thought it might be screwed down. We'll have to look in the manual. Then we got here, we got the arms. These are the rear hubs. And then front hubs and rear hubs. The uprights. So I've seen these. These are not unique to this by the looks of it. Then we got a huge, great big bumper. Maybe I should put that on my Cougar 2 when I go racing. And then you get a wheelie bar at the back as well. And then this is the chassis rails too, obviously. Now, it's quite a sturdy chassis. So I guess part of the upgrade was to make it stronger, because obviously this is going to get bashed around quite a lot. What else have we got in here? And then you've got the whole roll cage section. And this is really interesting how they do this. You've actually got the metal bar that runs inside the plastic when it's made. So that, look, I'm not sure how they do that. They must have to hold this in when they do the injection molding. Also, it's not totally straight. It does actually bend there. So that must have been a bit of a faff for them to make these. But the detail level, you've got like a little fire extinguisher on here that you're going to have to paint up, and then painting all these up, because obviously these little bumps are supposed to be like padding. So there's quite a lot. And then I think that's the last one in there. I can't really see. Not sure what they are. No idea. Well, there you've got some hexes. Servo saver. And then some more body mounts. And that pretty much is it. Oh, the box of bits. I'm running out of space here. What's it's in here? Let's have a look. Here we go. Ugh. So this is the little box. So the presentation wise on this is actually quite good. Right, let's open it up. Here we go. So let's have a look at what you get in here. Ugh. I do like these boxes. Nice touch. So we've got the D-bags tree, which is shocks, spanners, a few screws and stuff, and then you've got the front hubs. C is more spring. Oh, they're the springs that go on the bumper for the front. See, yeah, no bearings in this kit. Then bag A has just got some of the out drives and a few bolts for the arms. And then the last but not, I'm running out of fingers. The last but not least is a few more bolts screws. This is probably to put together all the actual body itself. So not a lot. I don't think the chassis is going to take very long at all. So there you go, a quick look at the Wild Willy 2. Now it will be back on the show, but I've got a few other projects I need to finish off quickly before we dive into yet another one. So you'll probably see this on the show in the next 2 or 3 weeks. A massive thank you to Rochester RC for sending this over. If you are looking to spend some of your hard-earned cash on some RC good stuff, go check them out. There is a 5% off and free UK shipping if you use RCKicks. Also, it supports the show so that I can bring you content like this. Don't forget, next week is the RCKicks get-together meeting as well. So if you're in the West London or around the M25, that side, and you'd like to come along, I'll put a link in the description to the video. So that gives you all the information about getting tickets, because it is next week. And for everybody who's already got their tickets, I'll see you soon. Get tinkering and bring lots of RC so we can all check them out. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.